Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we tackled the first Avery mission, it was called 4 Iron. This video is all about the second Avery mission, it's called Demolition Man. Passing this mission gives $1,000 and unlocks the third and final Avery mission. Typically I would show my vanilla attempt first and then some challenge stuff at the end, but I don't really have any challenge stuff that I could think of for this mission. It feels quite restricted to me. So my vanilla attempt is going to be my only passing attempt at this, and we'll do this at the end. So we're going to jump right in with just a brief intro of how this mission works, and then we'll do some fail states and quirks. I'll read the premise of this mission from the wiki. Avery Carrington is looking at some more development land located up the road and across the street from his construction site. Avery's problem is that construction has already begun, so he asks Tommy to destroy the site. Tommy leaves Avery's construction site and walks to the edge of the site where a top fun van is located with an RC Goblin and 4 bombs. Tommy enters the van and uses the remote control helicopter to transport and plant bombs in various locations around the site while avoiding the construction workers and security guards. When the first bomb is picked up, a timer begins counting down. After Tommy places the 4 bombs on the site, the bombs are detonated and the construction site is severely damaged by explosions, completing the mission. You saw that I gave myself a 5-star wanted level by using the wanted cheat code, "You Won't Take Me Alive." I did that 3 times, which gives 2 stars each time, but I'm currently capped at 5 wanted stars, which is why I have 5 and not 6. And now I'm showing you that the barrels that show up for this mission don't show up until you get in the van, and the workers that are defending this place and the construction workers, they don't show up until you get in the van. And now I'm going to head over near the van, and I'm going to let these FBI agents shoot up the van, and I'll wait for the van to catch fire, and then I'll get in the van confident that I'll be safe from the fire because, as we all know, cutscenes put out all the fires here in Vice City, which is convenient because otherwise Tommy would die during this cutscene right here. Use the RC helicopter to transport bombs to 4 demolition points on the building site. You must place 1 bomb at each target. You can place bombs in any order. To pick up a bomb, simply maneuver the RC helicopter next to it. The RC helicopter can carry 1 bomb at a time. To drop a bomb, press num 0, left control, or left mouse button. If you place a bomb unsuccessfully, you can pick it up and try again. Once you've picked up a bomb for the first time, the detonation timer will start. It's a 7-minute timer in this version and 7.5 in mobile versions. A central stairway allows access to all the floors in the building. All those instructions are skippable, but I just figured I'd show them this first time. In the top left, you get more instructions all about how to fly the helicopter. It's exactly the same as the full-size helicopters in this game. Sorry for the cut there, but I just gave myself 4 more stars back because we had lost the 5 stars that we had before. As soon as we got in that van, our stars disappeared. So I gave myself 4 more stars with the cheat code again, and the cops are after me, but they're just confused as to where I am. I'm sitting in the van, they could come get me, but they don't know what to do. So I went over here next to these officers to see if they would attack the helicopter like the construction workers are going to do. And they do not. And then I wanted to see if my wanted level will go up to 5 stars after killing a couple of these guys, and it does not. It turns out that your wanted level is frozen while you're in the van, usually frozen at 0. I artificially got it unfrozen up to 4, but now it's frozen at 4 for me because I used that cheat code twice. And then any stars that I would accumulate here while I'm in the van, like by killing these officers here, will not show up on the screen right now. It'll just stay at 4 stars, but if I fail this mission, then I would get 5 stars right at the failure moment. Like all the stars I would have earned during the mission will show up after you fail the mission. Here I'm demonstrating that the barrel is there, the pink marker is there, the construction workers are there, but obviously I can't do anything until I go pick up my first bomb. Notice that there's no countdown timer yet, but as soon as I pick up the first bomb, we'll get our 7-minute countdown timer. There it is. Targets left 4, so each time I successfully drop off one of these bombs on one of those barrels, the targets left will decrease by 1. In the top left, it tells you a downward arrow means the target is below, upward arrow means above, square means you're on the same level. And so here we go. I will intentionally drop this one not in the pink marker, and it says you missed the target, pick up a bomb and try again. I can do that. Drop the bomb at a target. Oh, I missed the target. Pick up a bomb and try again. So you don't need to be at the correct level at that barrel. You don't need to be directly over the barrel. Anywhere in the pink marker. You can be way up at the top of the pink marker, or you could be sitting your helicopter on the ground, anywhere in that pink marker, and it will teleport the bomb onto the barrel. So what happens if you run out of time? I mean, it's a pretty generous 7-minute timer here, but I sat here for 3.5 very boring minutes because I played in double speed. And here we go. You ran out of time. Mission failed. And now you can see my 4-star level went up to 5 because I earned 1 star while I was in the van, but the wanted level was fixed while I was in the van. What happens if you blow up the RC Goblin? Well, unsurprisingly, you fail. You don't get 2 RC Goblins in this case. It's just the 1. And check out the wanted level there. It went up to 2 stars. Your RC helicopter has been destroyed. And it went up to 2 stars because I was a very naughty boy while I was in this white van, and I took out a lot of folks with those helicopter blades. What if you destroy the Top Fun van while you're on this mission? Well, unsurprisingly, we're going to fail. You destroyed the Top Fun van that contained the bombs in the RC helicopter. Heaven forbid. So then I decided to nuzzle the Goblin into the Top Fun van, and the Goblin will catch fire and blow up, so of course I'll fail. But my real question was, is Tommy going to die as a result of this explosion? So if you are prone to like motion sickness from looking at screens, maybe look away for the next 5 seconds because Tommy is going to teleport very rapidly over to the hospital. Where are we now? Look out. That was more terrifying than the tunnel scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. My goodness. If you just fly off away from the construction building far enough, you get this message: the RC helicopter is nearly out of range, and then you fly a little bit farther, and then you fail. The RC helicopter went out of range. Tragic. All right, when I was a little kid and it was bath time, I used to play with this like plastic toy helicopter, and I wanted to relive my childhood memories, and Rockstar has foiled me again. Darn you, Rockstar. But credit to Rockstar for putting this error message in. You dropped your bomb in the water. That ain't no way to fish. So that's kind of funny, like to go fishing with like a bomb, like a TNT bomb. But also, like, unless you're just goofing around like I was there, there is no possible way for you to accidentally drop a bomb in the water. But they came up with that fail state because you can't retrieve that bomb because the helicopter is not waterproof. So kudos to Rockstar for that. Nice. I finally get to relive bath time with my toy helicopter. Awesome, awesome. Unfortunately, part of this particular bathtub or pool is out of range, but still, I got to enjoy my helicopter in the bath. That was cool. Then I wanted to know what would happen if I pushed the toys van out of the way. I tried pushing it on foot. It didn't move. I tried ramming into it with a truck. It didn't move. I could not move this toys van. Then I put my truck right where the Goblin and the TNT are supposed to be. Unsurprisingly, the game despawns that truck. So now we'll watch my vanilla attempt at passing this mission. Like I mentioned, I didn't really have a challenge that I could do, although I will go out of my way to kill all of the security guards and construction workers on site. It turns out it is possible to acquire a copy of this RC Goblin outside of the mission. It involves abusing replays and phone calls and on Mission Zero shenanigans. I've included a link to a video by YouTuber GTA Melancholia where they demonstrate getting this Goblin outside of the mission. You'll find that link in the description below. This is the only time in the game where the RC Goblin appears, so reading from the wiki, the RC Goblin is a small remote-controlled helicopter featured in Vice City and San Andreas. It exists in Liberty City Stories as an unused vehicle and thus cannot be obtained by normal means. The RC Goblin is essentially a red, miniature, remote-controlled helicopter with a small main rotor and rounded cabin. Like its counterpart, the RC Raider, the RC Goblin seems to be an original concept from Rockstar Games, as the helicopter does not take any inspiration from a real-life aircraft. The RC Goblin's name is a play on RC Goblin, another sexual joke by Rockstar North, a term for a person who enjoys anal sex. After finishing the final story mission in the game, called Keep Your Friends Close, you can find the Goblin in the lounge in the Vercetti Mansion. It is called the Action Heli and comes with a remote but cannot be controlled. I'll demonstrate that in one of my Starfish Island walking tour videos. Now I'll read from the wiki for the trivia section of this mission, which again is called Demolition Man. The mission's name is a reference to the 1993 action movie of the same name. Now reading from Wikipedia, Demolition Man is a 1993 American sci-fi action film starring Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Sandra Bullock, and Nigel Hawthorne. Remember, Avery has 3 different missions. We did the golfing one in the last mission, and then we've got one more mission coming up in the next video. Of the 3, this one, Demolition Man, is the only Avery mission that doesn't require the player to change their clothing. One of the construction workers says what the, and then like the beginning of the F word, making it the only time in the whole game where the F word is intended to be said, albeit interrupted. In the definitive edition, there's an achievement called Choppered Up, which requires the player to kill all hostile NPCs during this mission using only the RC Chopper's blades. That's what I'm doing here, even though I'm not going to get an achievement for it. The time given to the player to install the bombs was increased from 7 minutes to 7.5 minutes in the mobile version of this game. Now I'll read from the wiki about our current mission giver. Avery Carrington appears as a main character in Vice City and a minor character in Liberty City Stories. A billboard of Avery appears in San Andreas, and he is mentioned on the Vice City Stories website. Avery Carrington owns the Shady Acres Company, and its advertisement can be heard on the in-game radio.
I'm a VIP, and I want to live around people just like myself, rich and divorced.
Shady Acres.
I'm Avery Carrington. Shady Acres is an incredible, upscale, state-of-the-art, top-notch condominium development. A short drive out of town on some pristine wetlands, away from the noise and uninvited diversity of the city.
Shady Acres.
And when you buy into that dream that is Shady Acres, not only do you get a luxurious 5,000 square foot condo with underground parking for your newly acquired sports car, but there's also a jacuzzi for entertaining.
Jacuzzi.
Each condo is tastefully furnished with a stock bar and an exotic waterbed shaped like a dollar sign. Shady Acres also has a golf range, firing range, helipad, and exotic petting zoo when your kids come to visit. You're successful? Start defining your lifestyle. Start defining yourself.
Shady Acres.
Shady Acres. Happiness is worth the price.
Shady Acres.
He may also have been involved with the company Avery Construction, a property development company working in Blueberry in Red County, San Andreas. Avery was an extreme capitalist, property magnate, and real estate mogul based in Vice City. Now I'll read about the voice actor who played Avery Carrington. It's the late great Burt Reynolds. Burton Leon Reynolds Jr., born 1936 in Lansing, Michigan, was an Oscar-nominated American actor, director, voice actor, and film director. He died in 2018 at the age of 82. Burt Reynolds was best known for appearances in movies such as Smokey and the Bandit, The Longest Yard, The Dukes of Hazzard, and All Dogs Go to Heaven. He also appeared in many TV shows including My Name is Earl, Robot Chicken, Flipper, Burn Notice, Ed, American Dad, Beverly Hills 90210, Archer, and The King of Queens. He provided the voice of Avery Carrington in Vice City. Now back to Avery's wiki. Avery Carrington was born and raised in Texas and later moved to Vice City, becoming a successful property magnate and real estate mogul due to his willingness to use any tactic including gang warfare, arson, intimidation, murder, and demolishing opponents' buildings. Avery is heavily influenced by his father, and he takes on a protege, Donald Love, passing on his knowledge, which Love would later use to his own advantage in GTA 3. However, for some reason, Avery seems to dislike Donald Love. We'll see more of that in the next video, in the next Avery mission. Reading from the Vice City Bureau of Investigation file on Avery. Texan property magnate and real estate developer, likes to talk about his father and the good old days, extreme capitalist, suspected of doing anything to manipulate property prices and land value, including but not limited to arson, rioting, bribery, intimidation, murder. Always wears cowboy hat. Avery has 6 distinct mission appearances here in Vice City. We saw him in The Party. We were formally introduced to him in the Ken mission, The Riot. He is the boss of 3 missions, and we'll see him again in the future mission called Shakedown. He also appears in 2 missions in Liberty City Stories. Moving on to the trivia section, Avery's surname is likely inspired by the Carrington family from popular 1980s TV show Dynasty. Avery Carrington is one of 3 real estate developers in the GTA series to be named Avery. The others are Lenny Avery and Avery Duggan. It is revealed in Morgue Party Resurrection, that's a Liberty City Stories mission, that Avery indeed wears a wig, which confirms Tommy's suspicions.
Here now, I got you a membership. And boy, you're gonna need more appropriate clothing.
This guy's my new friend. I never had a friend with a weight before.
Avery bears visual similarities to M.F. Batherton, a propane businessman from the Fox cartoon series King of the Hill. Both are voiced by the late Burt Reynolds. Avery's character model appears to be unchanged from Vice City to Liberty City Stories, despite the artwork depicting him having significantly aged. In the mobile version, his character model was updated and he now looks similar to his artwork. Originally, Avery's first name was Sergio. His missions still have the prefix SERG in the game files of Vice City. So that's the mission Demolition Man done. You can see all of the damage to this building with a massive, massive explosion. You'll see more of the damage if you watch the walking tour video where I go through that building in its exploded and pre-exploded state. It will be in its exploded state for the rest of this game. So if you have any memories you'd like to share about the mission Demolition Man, go ahead and put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.